Alright, good morning YouTube. It's about 10:30 and I'm out here in the garage. I'm just going to try my hand at making one of these YouTube videos. What I'm going to do here, I've got this old fire suppression tank out of a pharmacy that we took apart in town. And as you can see here, I went ahead and shot it just to let all the pressure off of it. That was pretty cool. And now I'm just going to cut it up, and I think I'm going to try and make it into a mailbox. It's kind of indestructible. We've got a lot of people around here that like to smash them, so this is kind of going to be their worst nightmare. I wasn't sure I was going to make a video of this until now. I'm just going to give it a shot. So I kind of already got a start on it. I used the cut-off saw, and I've cut this into pieces with the top off already. And then there's this section here, which I'm going to use for my mailbox. And I started to clean that up with a grinder, flap disc, so see how that goes. I've got my Hobart TR250 there. I think that's what I'm going to use. I've also got a MIG welder, but that's really no fun. So I'm going to probably run some 7018s on that, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, I've got the thing set up here ready to welding, so I cleaned up the grinder. I went ahead and clamped it, so that way it doesn't warp while I'm welding it. I think we're going to go ahead and use the 3/32 7018 electrodes on this. 7018s are just kind of a favorite of mine. All I have is 3/32 with me right now, which should do alright. This material's really not all that thick. It'll just be a matter of getting the machine set up right and getting them running pretty smooth, which we shouldn't have too much problem with. And I'm going to attempt to set this camera somewhere where it doesn't catch on fire, but yet we get some action. So I think I'm going to set it over here, and we'll see what happens. Got the machine set at about 80 amps. We're going to see what happens. Put my gloves on here. Got a nice breeze blowing through here. Terrible for me, but for this it'll work good. Keep that smoke cleared out. Go. Alright, looks like we might have the machine turned up just a little bit too much. Knock it back a couple amps. The material's really not very thick at all. And let me go ahead and see what kind of action we got going there. Alright, awesome. We're about halfway down through there. Bust off the slag and see what kind of damage we're doing. Alright, definitely not my best speed. I think I got the heat a little high yet. That's kind of part of welding, just screwing with it, figuring out what you got going on. I'm gonna cut it back to I don't know, 70 amps. See what that does. Kind of got a little burn through hole right here, which is not always a bad thing, kind of redepositing that metal, but I'd rather do without it. So. Really getting a pretty good deep bead here. I'm probably going to end up grinding this bead off anyway. This cut is kind of one I didn't really intend to make because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this thing yet. And someone so graciously shot a hole in this for us, which is perfect. Just realized I probably should tack one at each side. It's working out on me a little, which isn't helping. think my 17 HMR is probably responsible for that, but alright, we got her welded pretty close. Go ahead and lay that bead on there. I think I'm just going to grind her down. I'm sure most of you YouTube viewers know what grinding's all about, so I'm going to shut the camera off and we'll be back in a few. Alright, I fashioned this little patch and welded on there. Wasn't sure exactly how that was going to work out, just because it's an arc welder and they're not very good at filling gaps, but it seems to have worked out alright. And just because I love to weld, I'm going to go ahead and fill in that inside circle with a little bit of weld. I'll go ahead and leave the camera running for that one. Best bead I've ever laid, but good practice for running around in a circle. Alright, this looks kind of nasty on this side, but I think I'm going to go ahead and run another bead around it. Kind of build it up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and bring it off. That's bound to look better. Just let it cool a second. Go ahead and bust the slag off here. Definitely, that's more what we're after there. Still a little warm, as you can tell. Went ahead and welded around it. I'm going to go ahead and grind it down. Alrighty guys, I got this top all ground up, ready to weld. I went ahead and put this on there. Got that nice cap, got that all ground off, so get that hole filled in. I'm going to go ahead and run a bead around there. I've got 3 minutes left on my camera though, so I'm just going to shut this off and I'll show you the product when I'm done. Alright YouTube, I decided to be a little stubborn and I need to cut out a door for my mailbox, which I ground all the paint off in the meantime, and I decided to go ahead and cut this circle out with a grinder. Probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but I'm still alive, and yeah, I'm definitely never going to do that again. It took way too long and used pretty much a whole grinding wheel. But that's a prime example of why you need a torch or a plasma cutter. So I'm going to go ahead and weld that door on there and we'll see what it looks like. Alright YouTube, got the mailbox almost completely finished, minus a paint job, and I need to put some stops on here just to keep this flag from going down and, you know, whenever it's in the resting position. But I've got it all you know, ground down. Got the hinges put on it and welded solid. Got the door on there, nice big mailbox. I put this little handle on here just to give you a little extra grip. That's just, I went ahead and busted out the MIG welder, even though I said I wasn't gonna, just to get it done. That's the hinge there. And then on the bottom side, in order for it to sit over a 2x6 so they can be attached, I went ahead and made this this mounting bracket here. As you can see, I just took some angle iron and a little bit of flat stock and welded that to the bottom. Really all I have left to do on that is drill some holes in the sides so that it can hold a bolt or a lag screw or something to that nature, and then that can be lagged down and you will have one complete thug / teenage proof baseball bat proof mailbox. I don't know, I was gonna do a little destructive testing on it, but I think I'll pass. I'm probably gonna get a magnet closer or something just to hold this door shut, but for the most part I'm happy with the way it turned out. Looks pretty good. So there we go.